CreativeSmoothie.com. Boost your creativity.
Tonight, I'm going to help each one of you answer a simple question. It's a question that I, as a public speaker, as a Toastmaster, have definitely struggled with throughout my time here. It's a question that some of our beginning speakers, such as Ali, if you're not struggling with it yet, you will be struggling with it soon. And it's a question that even some of our advanced speakers, Renee, Ran, probably, I'm guessing, struggled with as well. That question is, what am I going to talk about? What am I going to talk about? What am I going to say for 5 to 7 minutes that is going to be interesting to people? This is, although I've been here for about 4 or 5 years, there have been times when 6 months would go by, I think even a year went by in one case, and I didn't give any speeches. I was here almost every week, but rarely standing here in front of you giving speeches. And yes, I was busy, yes, I was procrastinating, but the main reason was I didn't know what to say. I didn't think that I had anything of value to say, so I didn't say anything. I found myself just thinking, you know what, there's nothing left. And this is the kind of thing that could actually be a big roadblock for us as public speakers. I mean, we're all showing up here, we all obviously want to get better, as Renee mentioned. But when you have this wall in front of you, which is just, I don't know what to talk about, it's an easy excuse not to get up here and speak. Am I alone in this? Has anyone at some point felt that, give me some hands, you guys have felt, sort of this struggle? Good. I'm happy about that. Tonight, I'm going to help you change your thinking. I'm going to share 3 simple tips, let's call them, that I've learned over the past 4 years that have helped me really believe that, hey, you know what? Writing a speech, coming up with a topic, it's actually pretty easy. It's a piece of cake. Sound good? Yes?
Yes. Yes.
Awesome. Great. Love the energy. Okay. Tip number 1. Talk about what you love. Talk about what you love. Now, when I first started out, this was not a tip that I was following. As some of you guys know from our first meeting of the year, I'm into news. I was really into the news. And so I would scan newspaper headlines, looking for potential topics to talk about. I would really be out there in the world hunting for something of value to tell people about. Eventually, I realized that there are a lot of things in my everyday life, in my own personality, that I love, things that I'm just into, things that, because of my experiences or background, I knew a lot of. And I realized that it's a lot easier to come up with a topic if I just focus on something that I love. A couple examples. 2 weeks ago, I gave a speech about the Serial Podcast. Anyone remember that? The Serial Podcast was just something that I was listening to at the time, and I was really, really excited about it. So I just had to share it with you guys here. Way back a couple years ago, I gave a speech about baseball. I love baseball. Boom, that was a topic for me. In university, I studied archaeology. That was my thing. Archaeology, Indiana Jones, that sort of stuff. So I've given a couple of good speeches about archaeology and that sort of thing, which I knew about. It was nothing that I had to hunt for. What I want each of you guys to do, you each have an agenda or a piece of paper in front of you. Write down, take the next 15 seconds, time over 20, and write down one thing that you love. It could be anything. Something that you're into, something that's got your attention right now. Don't even think about it, just write it down.
Time.
Mark, what do you got?
My dog.
Mark's dog, okay. Great. Vicky.
I put dogs.
Okay, we got two dog lovers here. Okay. Maybe you guys can collaborate on. Okay. Andrew.
Music.
Music. Anything specific there?
No, just music in general.
Okay. T.
Cooking.
Cooking. Interesting. Any type of specific cuisine or?
Dessert.
Desserts? Okay. Well, it's good. I hope every one of you has something on that piece of paper that you love or that you're into, and that's great because you've each achieved step one of coming up with your next speech topic. Feel good?
Yeah.
Yep.
Good. Step number 2. Create a speech of value. Create a speech of value. Another thing that I struggled with, even though I realized that, hey, you know what, there's a lot of stuff that I love that I can talk about, is what to say about it. Right? You may have this word on your piece of paper, cooking, dogs, music. That's still not speech. It still doesn't get you any closer to where you want to be. I used to always, as my first instinct, research stuff. So Google, right? Wikipedia was my first number thing. So I might Wikipedia music, or I might Google some facts about dogs, thinking that this would help me build a speech. Often it ended up being too broad. It didn't necessarily be something that I was happy with. Eventually I realized that a speech isn't something that you have to research, isn't something that you have to spend a lot of time delivering to people. All people really want from a speech is something of value. Something they can walk away from after 7 minutes and think, hey, I learned something, or I was entertained, or I really felt good listening to that. I got something out of it. Think of your speech as a gift that you're giving to somebody. What can you give them that is going to leave them remembering it or learning from it? So, 30 seconds timer. Take the time, really look at the topic that you have on that piece of paper. I don't care what it is. And think about, is there anything that you can say about it that would be of value to people? For example, to help you, baseball. I ended up delivering a speech about why I love baseball. So I figured that most people out there probably don't like baseball, or either they don't know much about it. And, okay. So it was why I love baseball. That was what I chose. I wanted to share that. Is anyone finished? You want to, Alexei? You got anything for me?
I put down food and value. I guess that topic would be, I find it's important to explore different varieties of food we have available to us.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people should try that more.
So helping us explore different kinds of food, different cuisines that you've made or tried yourself. That's great. I would love to hear that speech. Cassandra.
I put down spoken word and poetry.
Okay.
And for me, I feel like that's a way to connect back to yourself.
Okay.
So spoken word is that way to open that window of future.
Helping us connect with ourselves, get better through spoken word. Fantastic. Ren.
Swimming.
Swimming. What about swimming though? What's valuable about it for us?
From my perspective, my wife and I just learned to swim in the last 8 weeks.
Okay.
And for the first time, we both go to the deep end of the pool. Literally.
You're going to teach us how to tread water.
And I just concluded that it's never too late to learn.
Okay. We'll have to figure out how to get some sort of water tub in here. Maybe the one they used for Titanic, but we'll make it work. We'll make it work. Step number 3. The last step, most fun one. Make it personal. Make it personal. speech isn't something that you have to spend a lot of time doing research for or digging for some weird facts about some food from East Asia maybe. It's something that is built on your own personal experiences, your own stories, people who you've met, adventures that you've had with your dog, music that you listen to every morning to wake up. So that's something that took me a while to learn that. Actually, I spent a lot of time on Google, and I realized I just had to think about a story for myself. So take 10 seconds, since we're low on time, and think about one story related to what you wrote down for the value. Ram's story with his wife, swimming, some sort of cooking class that you took in the past. All you have to do is build your speech around personal experiences. And you have 7 minutes of quality, valuable time with all of us. Now, everyone, I want you to look down at your piece of paper and realize how easy that was to come up with your next speech topic. I hope that after tonight, you know that, hey, all you have to do is talk about something that you love, create a speech of value, and make it personal. And delivering your next speech is going to be a piece of cake. Thank you.
Featuring music mixed by DJ Corey Dawkins. For more, visit djcorey.dawkins.com.